TCE scouting reports Robert Wright is headed to Provo to be a BYU Cougar. We'll talk about what he does well, how he fits in Kevin Young's system on the other side. But I am Moneyline Mac, and we over here at the College Experience are brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. The promo code is TCE SGPN to get a $1,000 in bonus credits. That is the Underdog Fantasy promo code TCE SGPN. We're also brought to you by, well, ourselves. Get on over there if you want to download the picks and podcasts all in one place. Download the SGPN app today. Let's talk Mr. Robert Wright over there, headed out to Provo to be the latest member of the BYU Cougars backcourt. Robert Wright played 1 year at Baylor in Waco, so familiar with the Big 12. He was good. Averaged 12 points a game, 4 assists per game. Scored the ball at all three levels. When he needed to make shots from the perimeter, he showed flashes. BYU fans, you remember him. He had 22 in Provo in that game. That was, I think the game went to overtime. He was big in the Mississippi State game. He's got a different gear. He is a scoring guard. I really wouldn't classify him as a point guard. He's just a guard that can get buckets, and he also can get others involved. I mean, when they were shorthanded against Kansas, he really stepped up and won them that game. So sometimes Baylor had too many guards, and I didn't think Robert Wright had the ball enough. And I think that he's going to take a huge jump going to play for Kevin Young in that NBA system. So what they're getting is a bucket getter and a guy that can really score in high volume. So good gift for the Cougs here. We'll talk about how he fits in Kevin Young's system. The other guys coming in with BYU on the other side. But first, we got to pay the bills. We are brought to you by Edge Boost. Get on over there to Edge Boost. Promo code for that is SGPN. That's edgeboost.bet. Promo code SGPN. Sign up with Edge Boost today. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. The promo code is TCE SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. That is mybookie.ag. Promo code TCE SGPN. And last but not least, we're brought to you by Rhythm. 25% off. The code is SGPN25. 50% off. Use the code SGPN50. That is RITHMM. Promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50. All right, let's talk Robert Wright fitting in with this BYU Cougars roster next year. Obviously, the main piece coming to town is Mr. AJ DeBonsta, and he's going to be an absolute stud. He's going to be a lottery pick, on and on. Richard Saunders is coming back, and then Kata in the middle, who was huge for them. So you plug Rob Wright in here, a veteran now, I guess, kind of experienced guard that can add to this offensive system, and I think that he gives them a different dimension. I'm interested to see where Kevin Young goes with this roster going forward. Some other pieces in the portal. I know that they have NIL at BYU. It's no hidden secret. But I think that you kind of look at where Rob Wright, how he's going to fit in. I wouldn't look at Nell. He's more explosive than Nell, who just went over to Virginia. Mag was more defensive oriented in my opinion. And then Demon obviously was more upside player last year for him. So Robert Wright's a guy that BYU has not had over the last couple years. And I think he's a good Robin to AJ, who's going to be the Batman next year. So I expect Kevin Young to get creative offensively with his NBA background, get Robert Wright in areas to score the basketball. But most importantly, I think BYU fans, I think you guys should be super excited about the trajectory of this team next year. Interested to see what they do with the final pieces on this roster. We break down every single team, so we'll break down as soon as we get the news on who else they're going to add via the portal or signing classes. But yeah, Robert Wright, a guy that can really score the basketball, should fit in right at home in Provo. Up-tempo offense. He wants to really score the ball. BYU this year was one of the more explosive teams in the Big 12 and in the country. They were top 10 offense. So Robert Wright will add to that dimension in a different way. Like I said, we'll be here all offseason long. Make sure you're subscribed. We'll break down the Cougs all offseason. See you guys next time, and we are out of here. Cheers.